She's a kisser. The author hasn't told me yet. Never thought I'd say those words in my life. I don't know what story I'm reading. Epitome of the female gaze. It's been a long week and it's only Tuesday. This is my heaven. Hello and welcome back to Alexandria Loves Books. Some of my favorite videos to watch on booktube are when people's pets pick their reads. So my dog Pearl will be picking my reads this week. We adopted her in February of 2019. She's just turned 7 years old a few months ago. She's the light of my life. I love her so much. She's very much a mutt. She is like 10 plus breeds, so she's very special. She's one of a kind. I love her so much that I'm going to let her control what I read. The plan is I'm going to give her 2 options and I will put a small treat on each book, and then whichever one she goes to and eats first, that will be the book that she will choose for us. For the first selection, I have 2 books for her to choose from here. The first one is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. This just seems like a Hallmark style fall rom-com, small town. Jeannie is gifted the Pumpkin Spice Cafe from her aunt in the small town of Dream Harbor. Logan is a local farmer who avoids gossip. He wants nothing to do with the irritatingly upbeat new girl, except that he finds himself drawn to her. I really like the idea of this. I am a sucker for like a very cliche, cringy Hallmark style. I mean, if I'm in the mood for it. Other times I'm annoyed by it. But I feel like I am in the mood for it. I've heard not good things about this book, to be honest. So I'm a little nervous if she does pick this one, but I will trust Pearl's judgment if this is the one she chooses. The other option for Pearl to choose from is If It Makes You Happy by Olivia. Don't mind, I accidentally damaged it as I was trying to get the freaking sticker off. Booksellers, book places, can we please stop putting stickers on books, please? They're hurting us. And they're ugly. So this one is 1997, small town in Vermont. Michelle, I think, is taking over a bed and breakfast for 3 months. And then the next door neighbor, Cliff, he's a golden boy, small town golden boy, single dad, hot baker forearms. Sign me up for that. She's going through a divorce and then she becomes friends with Cliff, but she's like, we can only be friends. I'm only here for 3 months. I'm going through the divorce. I'm like, figuring myself out. Nothing is figured out and you have everything figured out, so we can only be friends. But of course, they like each other. Which one do you think Pearl's gonna choose? Let's get her in here and have her pick our first book.
Pearlie, what book am I gonna read? You're not even seeing the treats. The treats are on the books. Okay, that works. You don't even want to eat the other treat. There's a treat on the other book too. Pearlie, there's one right there. Okay.
Pearlie chose If It Makes You Happy by Olivia. Yeah, I've heard good things about this one. You know, this was a rough first try. She didn't see the treat, but it's okay because you saw it eventually. Let's get to reading, I guess. Aw, screw it. It's fire. He is fire. I feel safe. I'm content for the first time in I don't know how long. Pearl was onto something when she chose this book. This is so good. I am about halfway-ish, page 243. Just finished chapter 18. Seeing her open up, especially her ex, sucks. We meet him in the very beginning and I hate him, of course I do. And seeing her slowly let down her walls is very precious to read about. This town is so Hallmark. It is so fun small town, everyone knows each other, everyone helps each other out. They love Halloween and just October, or not October, fall. I love Cliff when we're in his POV, because it is dual POV, which I love. Even though he finds her attractive, so far, like, he's not like sexualizing her. He's like, okay, yeah, she's a very beautiful, attractive woman, but most of his compliments, even if they are about how she's beautiful or gorgeous, it's not like sexual. And it's honestly refreshing, because so many books nowadays, it's men are only sexualizing women, which I'm like, why is that the trend, if you will, in books nowadays? So it's definitely a breath of fresh air. I'm really enjoying our characters and Emily and Brittany, and it's very fun. And it's really unique I don't think I've read a story that takes place in the 90s before. And so, like, just like the culture stuff of like the popular movies of the time and the popular music and the freaking landline home phone. You know, I haven't had that since I was a child. So these little things, like the style and like the outfits and how like Michelle like does her hair and everything, like it's really fun. It's really atmospheric, and I'm having a great time. You picked a good book. Mwah! Yeah, she's a kisser. Oh, and she loved her butt scratches. Yeah. Cliff Burke is the epitome of the female gaze. I've thought that this entire book so far, but there's this one little part that I even wrote the female gaze next to. I stare as Cliff shucks off his coat. His broad baker's shoulders fill out the sweater so well. He pushes up the sleeves. His strong, veiny forearm leads down to his watch-covered wrist and long fingers with that faded burn on the back of his hand. That's what women want. Like, sure, the buff, athlete is fun. I like reading about that. I like reading about a billionaire every so often. But a baker with his sleeves rolled up to his elbows and his forearms and his hands, that's the female gaze. Wearing a sweater that his shoulders fill out. This is like a breath of fresh air, this book. And these characters feel so human. I just read a part where she kind of breaks down a little bit. And she's definitely showing like, I wouldn't call it ugly, but like an ugly side of being human and like being imperfect and struggling with processing her emotions. And it's so real. And I'm connecting a lot with, honestly, all of the characters. I'm finding myself in Michelle and Cliff and his daughters. As a child of a divorce. Okay, Ross and Rachel. Oh my gosh. The little piece of my heart that he took clicks back into place. As you saw, I just finished If It Makes You Happy by Olivia. And if you couldn't tell, I really enjoyed this book. This was such a great read. Pearl picked an awesome read. I really should have her pick my books more often. Well, let's hold our horses. We'll see how the next book she picks turns out before we make that statement. I'm between a 4.25 and a 4.5 for this book. I think one thing that's not the book's fault is I'm kind of like in a life slump right now. Not a reading slump, a life slump, and it's kind of affecting all areas of my life, including reading. I feel like that kind of did a disservice to this book, which I feel like it could have been like a 4.5 to 5 star if I wasn't feeling like slumpy in life and mentally right now. But even with that, it's still a very high rating. I enjoyed this book so much. Cliff is such a good man and a good dad, and I love to see that. Also, speaking of the kids, it is really easy for kids in books to annoy me, but I loved Emily and Brittany so much. I love their personalities. I love the character arcs that happened with them in this. I really enjoyed the storyline with Tracy and Cliff, and it was like hard, but it was real, and it got me. And I love Michelle and Cliff together. I love that they are not romanticized. I feel like Cliff might be a little romanticized, but especially Michelle, she's very just real and just like an honest woman. And I don't mean that like she says, not that she's a dishonest woman, but I don't mean it in that sense. I mean just like, this is an honest portrayal of a 30-year-old woman. Okay, maybe I can't say that fully because I'm not 30. I haven't been 30 yet, but just if she felt so real. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I loved that she had flaws and they were still loved and accepted by Cliff. A woman is allowed to be stubborn. A woman is allowed to be driven and work hard and work a lot. That doesn't make her like not the right woman or a good woman or anything like that. So I really enjoy these characters. I feel like this would make a great movie. They need to make this into a rom-com. It gives the vibes of like those 90s rom-coms, and it had like some spice, but it also like wasn't spice driven, and it was just heartwarming, and oh, it was a really beautiful story and I really enjoyed it. Again, it was so atmospheric. It was amazing. I highly, highly, highly recommend you read this book. It is time for Pearl to pick book number 2. I feel like this month I've kind of read a lot of romance, so I don't think I want to read a romance. Never thought I'd say those words in my life. I'm a romance girly. So I picked 2 fantasy romantasy options. One, we have The Wolf King by Lauren, I have no idea how to say her last name, Palphreyman. This is an independently published alpha wolf, I think love triangle mate romance. And I've heard nothing but amazing things. Everyone is just raving about this. You know, Heather, Larry. Okay, it's only 2 people, but I feel like I've been seeing this everywhere. So I really want to read this. I loved my OG Wattpad days where I was just reading werewolf romances. They brought me so much life, and I've heard that this is giving those vibes in the best way possible, and I need that. So I definitely want Pearl to pick this one. A princess is kidnapped by an alpha. War rages between the humans and the wolves, but soon forbidden attraction starts to grow. Sign me up. The other fantasy option, we have One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I truly have heard also nothing but amazing things from everyone. I feel like every booktuber I watch has this on their bookshelves, raves about it, loves it. So I'm really curious. This is a gothic fantasy, which I feel like is perfect for, you know, fall, spooky season vibes. Elspeth is in this eerie, mist-locked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, and he's in her head. And then she meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road. She joins a dangerous quest to cure Blunder of the dark magic infecting it. And the highwayman happens to be the king's own nephew, captain of the most dangerous men in Blunder, and guilty of high treason. So I'm assuming there's some romance there. I could be so wrong, but just based on vibes, I feel like this would be more fantasy than like romance, even though I think it has both. I could be so wrong because I haven't read it before. Let's see which one she picks. I'm gonna do a different method this time. Last time I was standing behind the camera and she just went straight to me and then just turned around and the first book behind her was If It Makes You Happy, which worked for me because that's the one I wanted to read more so. Even though obviously I have a preference, I don't want to skew the results of this experiment. So I'm gonna set things up, hit record, and then go outside with her and then bring her, like just open the door for her to go in so that she's fully picking on her own. Come on, pick the Wolf King. Yes! You picked the Wolf King! Thank you, Pearly! I didn't rig that one, and she still picked the book I wanted to read! So what I've learned is that Pearl should always pick the books I read, because she picks great books. I'm currently 90 pages into The Wolf King, and I've been enjoying it, but I don't feel like reading today. And this feels like a moment where I just need to listen to my body. I think if I force myself to read today, it'll make me not enjoy this book when, if I was in the mood to read, just in general, I would really enjoy it, and that would be a disservice to this book, to myself, and my reading experience. Literally, there's only 2 more pages in this chapter. It's a short chapter, and I was like, I can't do it. I set an alarm for 30 minutes to be like, it's not long, just read for 30 minutes. And I stopped at 8 minutes in. It took me 8 minutes to read 2 pages. And it's not because this book is bad. I'm enjoying it. It's just, it's been a long week and it's only Tuesday. I want to lay in bed and I want to watch YouTube videos. And so I think that's what I'm going to do.
Several days later.
I actually have a little bit of a reading update for The Wolf King. It's been a while, but I'm on page 172. I'm not super like hooked or engaged in it yet. Like I'm interested. I'm gonna keep reading. I am overall net positive, enjoying it, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. This is so good. I can't stop reading. I'm like, eh. I'm interested by Callum, but also like there's times where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. But like overall, I like him. Blake gives weird vibes to me. I think it's supposed to be a love triangle eventually. I don't know, but right now Blake gives me weird vibes. I made a lot more progress, guys. Yesterday I read from page 172 to 315. I'm so proud of myself. Update right now, I don't know how to feel. I want to know what Blake's deal is. He clearly, like, I have a theory of who he is, what he wants, why he is, what's going on with him, but the author hasn't told me yet, and I want to know what his deal is, what he knows and what's going on with him, why he's doing the things he's doing. I don't know how to feel about Callum. I don't not like him, but I also don't love him either. I feel like their connection, him and Rory, it's like they've had time to like connect and get to know each other a little bit, but I do feel like it's mainly like a physical attraction right now. I don't know. I really, I knew it would be a spicy book, but I'm like, I want your relationship to not just be like spice, and I don't fully get like an emotional connection between them. So I don't know like why they're drawn to each other, except for the fact that they're attracted to each other, and she's like, oh, I've never been allowed to like be near a man or touch a man before, and wow, you're hot and I want to explore this. That's like the only reason that like I get. But maybe that's because I've been disconnected and reading this over like 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this like love triangle that's like not a love triangle yet, but is gonna be. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Everyone has been hyping it up so much, so I had such high expectations that I would just devour it and eat it up, and I have not been devouring it. And I don't know how to feel about it. So if I didn't have those expectations in my mind, I think I wouldn't be disappointed. But because I did have those expectations in my mind and those voices in my head, I'm a little disappointed. But things did pick up for me, and I got more invested as like the full moon happened, and I don't know. It's not like a mystery, but there's a lot of mysteries to me that I'm like, what is this? So I'm more invested. I'm hoping that I will be able to finish this within the next few days. Guys, it's raining. It is the perfect reading weather. It literally looks like twilight outside. This is my heaven. And this is perfect reading weather, especially since I had to restrain myself from finishing this last night. I was reading in bed last night, and I told myself just one more chapter because I didn't want to get too far. I wanted to read the rest of it and the ending with you. And I got to page 404, the ending of chapter 53. Those last few words. Oh, I had to hold myself back from just binging the rest, or at least getting really close to the end. I am so confused by this book, and by that I mean I just have no idea where this is going. This entire time I have had no idea what is going to happen, and I feel like these books they're not all the same, they're different, but you kind of like know what story you're reading. I don't know what story I'm reading, but in a good way. Like, I'm enjoying it because I actually don't know what's gonna happen next. So it's just been really interesting with this mindset. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel about the characters of the story. I don't know what the story literally even is or where it's going. She has to make a choice now, and I don't know how she's gonna make this choice. Oh, I still don't know how I feel about Callum and Blake. I'm so confused, and I want to keep reading to know what happens. And then the second book, which I don't own, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna be buying it soon because it's been really fun not knowing where it's going. So I'm gonna go sit on the couch with Pearl and hopefully finish this. I have a theory of what's gonna happen, and it's gonna make Blake make sense. I think. We'll see. I don't know. Blake is so annoying. Callum seems a little dense. Like, I know what's going on. Callum should know what's going on. Is what I think is happening? Oh, I think I was wrong. Last page. I finished it. And the second book has already been ordered. It is arriving tomorrow. I think I was debating between rating it a 4 or 4.25 stars, but I think I'm gonna do a 4-star, but it's a solid 4-star read. This was really interesting because the entire time I did not know where the story was going, and I had all of these theories. None of them were right. Anytime in this video that I ever mentioned, oh, I have a theory, I think something's gonna happen, I was wrong. That did not happen. And I have unanswered questions, so I need book 2, which is why I ordered it right away. And I still don't know how I feel about any of the characters. And it's weird. I think I just had like preconceived ideas based on all the people raving about it online, what they've said of like who they like and that they like Blake or they like Callum or they like both, but they don't like whatever. And so I was like, I kind of had like other people's like thoughts in my head going into this. And so I'm like trying to like separate that. I think right now I don't like Blake. I don't love Callum, but I prefer Callum. There's things I like about Blake, but overall I don't like him. I loved the element of like the royalty and like her being a princess and like castles and like the Great Hall and how all of that works. It was adventurous. I love the action of it. I hate Sebastian. And then, oh, I can't say that because that's a spoiler, but there's other characters in this that I hate as well, but I enjoyed hating them because it made it interesting. And so I really enjoyed it. I get why this is so hyped. I'm excited to continue the series. The last book comes out in summer of 2026. And I'm excited to actually have like the independently published editions. I think they're getting traditionally published through Bloom Books on like hardcover, which they look gorgeous, but I'm a paperback girl. So I'm excited to like have all of them. And I'm hoping that the third book will still come out in this version because I want all my books to match. So Pearl did a great job. This was, I think, a 4.5 star and then a 4, almost a 4.25. Looks like I can trust my dog. My dog knows me and I know my dog, and she's the love of my life and I can trust her with anything. And I can trust her to bark at the delivery man tomorrow when the Night Prince arrives. This was so fun and just perfect weather. I think I want to try to like binge a book today just because I'm like, it's so cozy. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join the family, please. Welcome. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Leave a nice little comment. If you'd like to follow me on the daily, here are my socials. I'd love to have you on over there as well. Thank you for watching. I love you all so, so much, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!
Sunset whispers in the breeze. Memories hold.